Hello, we're going to discover Mathieu, one of the Mercure HEC nominees for the Latin American region. He's based in Brazil. Bonjour, Mathieu.
Bonjour, hi everyone.
Could you please introduce yourself, give your name, diploma, year, and area of expertise?
So my name is Mathieu Le Roux. I'm a graduate from HEC 2001, Master's, Grande École. I've been, it's hard to tell you what I'm specialized in, but over all my career, I've always worked in digital endeavors and usually being involved at starting stuff or projects from scratch. So I think I'm good at turning uh, zero to ones, the phase where you have a PowerPoint project and then you need a real business. That's the real thing. I've been involved in all of the different things I've done in my life.
So can you share with us your journey as an entrepreneur, what you're doing?
Yeah, so actually, also part of my journey was linked to Brazil because I came here right after graduation and spent 2 years in São Paulo where I met my wife. So even though I came back to Paris, we spent 7 years. I worked at the VC at the time in Paris. When we came back here in 2012, that's where that's the moment after having been a VC where I really wanted to go back to operations and learn not just to interact with entrepreneurs, but how to do as an entrepreneur the very fascinating stuff that you need to do between managing people and selling to customers. So my first, I wouldn't say it's a real entrepreneurial project, but when I came back to Brazil, I had the chance to be the first employee to launch the operations in Latin America for Deezer. So it's not quite an entrepreneur because I had a salary, so I'm really honest here. But I was the first on site, and I had to create everything from scratch, adapt everything that needs to be adapted, from payment to tax, which is also always tricky in Brazil. From meeting all the music business and convincing them that we have a good model. And I think we had quite a good success at the time because we managed to launch very quickly, so approximately 2 years before Spotify. And to this day, Brazil and LATAM is the second region after France. So I'm quite happy. And we had also lots of B2B and telco deals that we managed to pull out. So a very fantastic experience for me. And that brought me from 2012 to 2016. And 2016, my time at Deezer ended, and I had a personal frustration that come from my background in business and not in technical field, which was that I saw the importance of product and digital experience. And to me, it all looked like magics. I was like, I couldn't understand how it was done. So I wanted to learn how to code. And I was 39 at the time. So, of course, going back to university wasn't an option. And I've tried many different things online with no clear success, abandoning after a few videos. And some friend of mine told me about the concept of bootcamp and the creation of a school called Le Wagon with a silly French name. And I got in contact with Boris, the founder, on LinkedIn, and he answered really very quickly. I remember a matter of an hour on LinkedIn, which never happens. And we had a call on the next day, and within 10 minutes, I was convinced I was going to be a student. And within, I would say, 30 minutes, we were discussing how to launch the bootcamp market in Latin America because there was nothing around here. And so that's where I became more of an entrepreneur because actually I created with some co-founders the franchisee of Latin America for Le Wagon. So we started again from scratch with one batch of 10 people in July 2016. Le Wagon, just to explain, we teach technical skills, so mainly web development, data science, data analytics in immersive training format. So we believe that human being learn in groups and in a social experience. And so we create those experiences with the beginning and the end, with interaction, with teacher, with the ability to ask questions and get answers. And when you do that properly, you can really teach people how to code in 9 weeks, if they do this all day long, of course, 400 hours. So it started in Latin America in 2016, and now in 2024, we've trained approximately in Latin America, I would say almost 3,000 people. And in overall, Le Wagon in the world, it's a school that has a presence in more than 40 cities. We also teach online, of course. and we've trained close to 30,000 people. So it's a huge community, and it's fascinating to be able to give creative people the skill they need to create new stuff.
And what is for you, what do you think is the most important quality to be an entrepreneur?
I would say tenacity, the ability to resist adversity and to keep doing what you're doing, even during the bad and the good days. So, success is a lie and failure is a lie. So you need to be aware that when you feel like everything is going well, actually it's not going that well. And when you feel like everything is going wrong, it's not true either. And not everything is going wrong. So you need just to be able to keep at it and just not, abandon what you're doing. And that's at the end, I think, the most difficult thing and what makes the difference between real entrepreneurs and wannabe entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And what were your motivations to start such a journey, or did you have a dream of some sort?
When I was a kid, but not even a teenager, I was younger than that. I told my father one day, he asked me, "What do you want to do in life?" And I say, "I want to be an idealistic." And he was like, what do you think is an idealistic? And my idea of idealistic, I was probably 7 or 6. I said, I want to be the guy that got the idea for the advertising. That was my interpretation of what an idealistic was. So for a long time, my dream job was to be a madman, like someone working in an ad agency and getting up with the great idea of TV. In my idea, it was TV ads that I wanted to do. But then, of course, life happens, and even though I've always been a fan of the ad culture, I've never missed a culture pub a show on TV in France. That's not where I ended up. But that's funny to go back to this because I remember that I was fascinated by this. I think at heart I was fascinated by the idea that you need to be creative and be building stuff, and that's what I've been doing. And I've had the chance to always participate. Of course, some things worked, some didn't, but I think I've always had the chance to be part of things being built up almost from scratch, and turning projects and ideas into real thing. So that's
In that dream, that there was already, the thing about the entrepreneurship, because ideas, idealistic, everything.
yeah, you need to be definitely.
Well,
And
Mathieu,
believing your idea is worth building. That's
agree.
clearly what you need to have as an entrepreneur.
Do you have any flaws you can talk about?
Yeah, I do have many flaws. Uh, I remember making fun of this. We teach at Le Wagon, we teach people, we try to train people on interviews. And so, of course, we tell them you need to prepare the what's your flow question. And please never answer that you are too perfectionist or you are too demanding because this is the worst flow. It really, it's a joke. So I'm not going to say I'm too perfectionist. I'll let my daughters and wife tell you in another interview what are my flaws, but there are many.
Okay, we'll do that then. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us, Mathieu. And
Thank you,
this was
Florence.
the HEC community to discover the person behind the nominee. And once again, congratulations on your nomination.
Thanks a lot, and it's a great honor to be highlighted in the community.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.